I'm gonna give them my jacket because they. I don't know.
Okay.
Could I get one more with you facing us?
Sure, thank you so much. That was my own cute vintage jacket.
And Blake, this right next to him. Go ahead, please, right here.
Blake back here.
And Blake, come over here, please.
And over here, the last one over here, last girl's over here. Thank you. I'm so sorry.
Hello you guys, welcome back to Channel Claire. Hope you're doing well wherever you are in this crazy world, and only getting crazier. So this is just going to be a follow-up on the whole Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni ordeal. Now yesterday we found out that the judge dismissed Justin's lawsuit against Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, and a lot of people were shocked and disappointed with this result because it really makes it seem as if you can put blatant lies into the public, and as long as it's a civil complaint, you're not held liable. I don't know why the judge would think this sets a good precedent at all, because there are a lot of people looking to take advantage of situations and get money any which way they can. And if you can just put out a civil complaint and say that this person is X, Y, and Z and they did this, that, and the other, and that person loses their livelihood, loses jobs, loses gigs, you can't even do a counter lawsuit against that person to recoup those losses because it was in a civil complaint, and that person cannot be held liable. I think that it's so flawed. And I am myself very disappointed in the results that the judge gave of dismissing Justin Baldoni's lawsuit, because he would have never had a retaliatory lawsuit had Blake left him the fuck alone. So now, last night, on the heels of her victory, is what her team is calling it, and what she's acting like it actually is, she decides she wants to go out and go to the Channel Tribeca Festival Artist Dinner. So she's on the red carpet in this white dress, all smiles, and I'm sure feeling very vindicated and pleased with herself. This woman is such a narcissist. I cannot. I cannot. For all the people saying that Meghan Markle is a narcissist, I don't know, maybe she's more covert since people just stand on that. I don't see it in Meghan, but I for sure see it in Blake, and I can admit that with her getting out on this carpet just last night after the case was dismissed. Well, the lawsuit was dismissed with Justin. And I just feel like Blake is living in a little bubble, because the people around her are probably telling her how good she did, how this is such a big win, this, that, and other. But if she were to take a step out of that bubble into the real world and reality, she would realize that this is not a true win for her, because in the court of public opinion, she's trash. Like, all of these posts that I see, whether it's TMZ, E! News, Variety, who have reported on this dismissal, all the comments are calling this woman all types of assholes, liars, fraudulent. Like, nobody is going up for Blake. I'll see a comment here and there congratulating her for the vast majority is like, this is completely unfair and fucked. And a lot of people are speculating that potentially, allegedly, somebody was paid off to make this happen the way it did. So, Blake, you're out here on this red carpet looking very pleased with yourself, but honey, it's not over. You're going to get your karma. I did also see that Brian Friedman and Justin's team did put out a statement, so I'll share that with you now. Okay, this is from TMZ. It says, Justin Baldoni puts Blake Lively on notice. This legal drama ain't over yet. So this is Brian Friedman's statement. It says, in a statement released Tuesday, Baldoni's lawyer, Brian Friedman, fired back, telling TMZ Miss Lively and her team's predictable declaration of victory is false. So let us be clear about the last ruling. While the court dismissed the defamation-related claims, the court has invited us to amend 4 out of the 7 claims against Miss Lively, which will showcase additional evidence and refined allegations. Friedman went on, "This case is about false accusations of sexual harassment and retaliation and non-existent smear campaign, which Miss Lively and her team conveniently described as untraceable because they cannot prove what never happened." Friedman continued, most importantly, Miss Lively's own claims are no truer today than they were yesterday, and with the facts on our side, we march forward with the same confidence that we had when Miss Lively and her cohorts initiated this battle. And look forward to her forthcoming deposition, which I will be taking. So it seems as if this is not over yet, although she's trying to say this is such a massive victory for her and she's out on the red carpet. Oh my gosh, this woman. She still has to be deposed. They still can revise their complaints. And apparently she's going to be deposed by Brian Friedman. If I were Blake, I'd still be shaking in my boots. But I'm sure because she is not in reality, she thinks that this is a massive win, which I guess in some ways it is legally. But in the court of public opinion, Blake, you are very, very much still a loser.